good old boy, he's got a story to tell. Tavin will mow your grass and make it look so well. Now Tavin goes donut goals when in town he comes, getting strength for his haunches to cannonball for fun. Tavin ramping up the holler, Tavin trying to make a dollar, Tavin.
Welcome to the Tavin Dillard Podcast, y'all guys. Seasons 13s, episodes number 1s. That's right, you heard me right. We in a very new podcast season with the very first episodes. But that don't mean everything's going to be brand new and different, truth be told. You know, one thing we've been doing here recently is folks been sending in questions, and I've been answering them, you know, during a regular episode. Of course, at the last week's was the season finales, season 12s, and I did the whole episode of Q&A. But here's the thing. Last week's, I recorded a little earlier than I usually do them Q&As, so there's questions that came in after that just didn't make it into the episode. And I thought, well, hey, I already established the fact that I'm a wild man, and I'll answer questions on days that ain't the Q&A episodes. And I'm kicking off this new season with a few other questions that I didn't get to last week. So maybe you heard them, and you was like, boy, what in the world? I sent in a question like he asked, and he didn't answer it. Now, nobody said that, but I'm just saying it in my head, what if somebody thought that? But anyhow, I got a few questions here at the beginning today that didn't make it into last week, so I'm going to get to that in just a second. You know me by now. I'm Tavin Dillard. I got Tavin's Lawn Care Services, mowing, edging, grass cutting legend. Welcome in, y'all guys. I hope you're having a great first weeks of April's. Do you participate in the old April Fool's Day? Did you pull a prank on somebody or some mischievousness? I don't know the whole story behind that, but I do know folks like to play jokes and pull pranks on each other. Buddy, that's a good way towards them trust issues. If you ain't already got them with your friends, boy, you start developing them. You're like, do they really mean this? Or are they about to do something to me? But I don't know. I survived it, and I hope you did too. And like I said, before I get on to everything I want to talk about today, because there's a lot to get to, I want to get to some of them questions. But let me just do the show notes first. Let's see what's going on. Rachel Christine, she's baby doll. Everybody knows I did a cookie challenge a week or so ago with, I don't know if you've seen them going around the interwebs where folks got their little kiddo and like mommy and daddy on one side and kiddo in the middle, and they all got a plate with a napkin on it, and they pull off the napkin, and then the kiddo's got like 2 cookies, and then somebody's got one of the parents, the other parents ain't got no cookie, and they trying to see if their kiddo is going to share when they see somebody, you know, at that table didn't get no cookie and that kiddo got 2 cookies kind of thing. And, you know, it goes all kind of different ways, but I did that cookie challenge with Becky Thacker Haynes, myself, and Rachel Christine. So I don't know if you can guess who got the most cookies on that thing and who did or did not share, but you can check out that video. It's on YouTube's, it's on Facebook's, TikTok's, Instagrams, posted it on the X, and then I posted it on the Threads, which is like the Twitter for Instagrams or Facebooks or something. I don't know. You know, there's so many these days the kids are on, and I'm just trying to keep up and post everywhere. So maybe you know, it's like fishing. I'll throw a video out here, see who what new friends I can catch, kind of thing, like that away. So anyhow, I did that. But if you want to check the show notes there, I just put a link to all my shirts. Got the Rachel Christine, the Peekaboo hat, Possum Peg Leg shirt, all my shirts. I got some live shows coming up, so I'll put the links. It's already April, so next month I'll be in Sweet Springs, Missouri, and I'll be in Clintwood, Virginia. And it looks like my buddy Dwayne Hess, y'all guys know he do the opening intro song for my podcast. He's going to show up and do a little music. He's going to open up the show in Clintwood, Virginia for me, so it should be a hoot. If you ain't got tickets, get some at the link in my bio. That's a Friday. The 17th, and I think May 30th is a Friday too. So a couple Fridays in May, toward the middle and the end of May, I'll be out in Virginia and in Missouri, and hope to see y'all there. Other thing is, I've been doing commercials, so I got for different businesses. Got a donut shop that contacted me, and other folks been contacting me. I got some big donut news coming up soon, but hold on to that. But if you need a commercial for your business, I've been turning them out, buddy. TavindDillard@gmail.com, or you can shoot me a text message, 501-322-6249. we can see how I can help you. So that's the show notes today. So people sending in Q&As, them questions and answers. Firstly, Trish, my friend Trisha, she said that I missed hers from season 11, our question. But Trish, I could not find it. So I may never know what your question was. But hopefully maybe somebody else asked it and I answered it. Okay, Lindy. Lindy from North Carolina. She goes, that's where I'm from, and I have loved learning about the birds in my area. I was wondering what type of birds you have in Chancellor Park, other than crows. Oh, I was about to say, we got crows, but she already knowed that. They like it over there. Sometimes we got a robin, the robin redbreast, them little robins. There's blue jays every now and again, some type of bluebird. And then cardinals, you see, them's are pretty. Then you got just little, like, I don't know, sparrows or woodfinches, that kind of thing. But that's mostly you're going to see, like, we don't have no pterodactyls. We don't have no seagulls. What else? We don't have no, I don't see a lot of goose. I ain't seen an ostrich or an emu. So there's a number of birds we don't have at the trailer park. But there's a few. Oh, Lindy's got more here. She said, also today I was riding in my black minivan with my 10-year-old son, and we decided that our van needed a name. Oh, naming your vehicle. That ain't a bad idea. She said the name that we landed on, the Hopeful Crow. Just wanted to let you know. Thanks for the laugh. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. A black minivan called the Hopeful Crow. I mean, next step with that, Lindy, is that y'all get maybe the hood painted, with like a little yellow beak on the front or maybe on the side doors. I don't know. I'm just workshopping it here. But tell your 10-year-old thanks, and thank y'all for listening, Lindy. Steve Mitchell. March has been a very windy month so far in East Texas, he said. And has it been windy in Chancellor Park? If so, I'm wondering if Meemaw's had any trouble keeping her moo-moos from blowing off her new clothesline. Love the podcast. Always look forward to Tuesday morning. Well, Steve, that's a good question. Yeah, we get some winds. We do get some winds. Meemaw's pretty serious about protecting the moo-moo at all costs. So she got them clamped down pretty good. Sometimes, you're supposed to use them clothespins because that's what they for. They pin clothes. But Meemaw is not beyond using like a clamp with the rubber like tips on it, because if the metal ones, I guess, you got a wet moo-moo and you got metal, I guess she concerned it rust onto the moo-moo. I don't know. I ain't sat down and had a talk with her. But she ain't lost a moo-moo yet. And it could be because just the way the wind comes in sometimes and the clothesline's right behind her trailer, there's like a blockage. Unless it comes from the north and then, we in a little bit of trouble. But she has not lost one. Now, that doesn't mean one ain't made it up on the gravel before. But as far as I know, so far so good. Appreciate you, Steve. All right, John. He said, my 3-year-old daughter, Victoria, says, peekaboo. That's a good girl, John. You got a real good kid. And I mean, you got to take a little bit of credit being a daddy and all. I mean, you raising a good in there. He said, this is my greeting for her most days when I come home from work. Our whole family loves the donut videos. Well, John, you might have heard me just say, I got some donut news coming up. I don't know, probably in the next month or so. There's some stuff in the works that I think is going to be pretty exciting for all donut lovers and donut video lovers. So stay tuned on that. Her baby doll, this is John telling me about his daughter, Victoria. Her baby doll, Santana, likes to watch videos with the family, and she was wondering if Rachel Christine has any favorite shows or movies that she likes to watch with Meemaw. Well, Meemaw, she has a favorite movie, and if you listen to me for any number of years, you know what it is, but you might not. So it's Legends of the Fall. I think that's like 1995 with Brad Pitt or something. And she wore out a VHS. She ended up having to get a DVD player and a DVD of it because they don't rewind like anyhow, I don't know the science behind it, but it's better, I guess. So she'll watch that, but Meemaw don't sit and watch a lot of stories right now. She don't watch a lot of stories because she's been so busy just working with the baby doll. She goes these little trips, her and Tabby Jean Tipton have these tea parties, or Meemaw likes to go at McDonald's. For a lady that don't love people, she gets a little ornery, she gets a little feisty around crowds. She being out more than she used to be. I don't know. So that's it, but she ain't watching much, and I don't know that Rachel Christine can have too much TV time. She thinks it's bad for her eyes, so that's how it is right now. But that may change. It's really whatever Meemaw's preference is that day, and I've learned to just roll with it or stay out of her way. That helps too. All right. Thanks, John, and peekaboo, Victoria. Joey F. Hello, friend, he says to me. I know I'm a little late sending this. Well, that's all right. I'm a little late in putting it in the podcast, so we in the same boat, buddy. My brother Steve and I was sitting on the redwood deck of our single wide last night with our pack of dogs listening about the baby doll convention. One of our dogs, that's Stella Marie, looked at me with that bank expression. I know that expression. They just kind of look at you. You look back at them, and then they just bank. And I think she's asking why we don't hear about dogs in Chancellor Park. Any dogs running about the trailer park? If so, is Possum Keith safe? Thanks, Joey. Well, the good news is Possum Keith don't live in Chancellor Park. He live in town. He live with Millie Ricks, so he way over there. And we got stray dogs. Nobody, well, I don't know. There's one that spends a lot of time around JT Whitlow's porch. I don't know if he done went and named it and that kind of thing. But we had stray dogs. I fell asleep one time with my hand in a bag of chips. And you know how you get that powder, that chip powder on your fingers, and you lick it all, you save it for last, and then you lick all your fingers, Cheetos, Doritos, them kind of things. Well, I fell asleep with my hand in a bag of chips. Next thing I know, this little stray dog, Peekaboo, helped himself through my front door because, well, the screen don't lock that well. And the front door he could just push open because it was kindly ajar, as they say. And that dog goes to gnawing on my knuckles. I wake up from a dead nap sleep in my little chair there in my front room to a stray dog, steady chewing on my knuckles. So we went toe to toe. Boy, he got scared. He ran out. But I caught him because, boy, I had a tough knuckle. And it ended up being like a little wrestling. So I've DDT'd a stray dog in Chancellor Park, if that's what you want to know. It's really hard to get a dog in a figure 4 leg lock. The way they legs bend and they smaller, and it's just hard. You can't do it like they can, on the TV set with two full-grown men. So anyhow, we got dogs running around, but they ain't got names, and they don't stay for long, if that makes sense. So that's how it's going with me. Tell Stella Marie, hey, and also Steve, your brother. Appreciate you, Joey. We'll see you. And then Corey K. This is the last one, y'all guys, for the Q&A. Then I got something to tell y'all today. Hey, Tavin, she says, my sisters and I just discovered your content, and we are hooked. Well, then that means if this is the truth, Corey, then you listen to this right now. You didn't give up on it last week when you didn't hear your question on the Q&A, and I'll appreciate you. Let's see, she said, we are your neighbors in Tennessee, and we love all your stories about you and your friends in your small town. One thing we were curious about, though, why does your meemaw yell Rachel Christine's name? Is there a story behind that? Thanks, Tavin. God bless. Your Tennessee friend, Corey. Well, I appreciate you. Yeah, there is a story, Corey. And, I got new folks coming in all the time, folks coming and going. It's a swinging door here at Chancellor Park. So I got friends that listen to my videos for years, and I think some that maybe listen for a minute or two, and they on to the next thing. And so sometimes I try to keep repeating stuff so folks know the backstory, but I don't always remember what I ain't repeated, So I'm glad you asked. This was about 2 Christmases ago. My brother Brett, he decided he wanted some remote control car stuff, but he ain't got no money. If you don't know anything about my brother Brett, he's a mess. We don't know when he's coming to town. We don't know if he's in jail. We don't know. He just kind of pop in, and when he pop in, he usually wants something, and it usually starts with the word money, and then that kind of thing. Well, he decided he's going to figure out and solve how he can get remote control car stuff for Christmas time. Well, guess what he did? He went and decided he'd take a baby doll from my Meemaw's trailer and sell it. I think it's to Rusty Tidwell. And boy, it ended up being a circus because the next thing leads to another. My brother Brett has to go out there and get that baby doll back and, give the remote control car stuff back. All that is a mess. My Meemaw straightened it out, as you can imagine. But when Meemaw realized that Rachel Christine was missing, that's how it went down. She looking on that baby doll shelf above the futon in her front room. Rachel Christine! Rachel Christine! She's looking for her everywhere, couldn't find her. And then so now I just yell Rachel Christine's name when I say it. And I got the t-shirt with her name on it. It's got 3 exclamation points after it. I think every time it's written or said, it's just about hollered. And so that's the story behind it, Corey. That's how it happened. I guess I could probably stop yelling it by now, but it's just become a habit. All right, y'all guys. Thank y'all for sending those in. Sorry I didn't get to everybody's last week, and I hope I got to everybody's this week. Well, what's been going on in my town? Well, I got some interesting news for y'all guys. We had an international day in town. It was the first ever. we getting real cultured, y'all guys. So we had it this past Saturday. It's the last Saturday. Well, I guess it's the first. What was that? Last Saturday was the first Saturday in March. In April. First Saturday in April, because we on the 7s today. Yeah. So it was like whatever that was. I think it was the 5s or the 6s, or I don't. You know what I'm saying. First Saturday in April. Was it even a success though? Depends on who you talk to. I think Justine Dunlap would say yes, it's a success. Myron Curtis, Cindy Meidel, Delma Spencer, Millie Ricks would say otherwise. Okay? And I'll tell you right now, Justine, she takes some pictures, baby pictures, engagement pictures, animal pictures, wedding pictures, you name it. She could take a picture of it. So she got hired, and her husband, Casey, he do taxidermy. So I guess you could take a picture of your stuffed deer or whatever if you wanted to, and hey, kind of double up like he do the taxidermy. She take a picture of it. I don't know. Maybe I should run that by him. Little business idea I just thought of. Anyhow, she got hired by the city to do some pictures of families who was at the event. They got a little backdrop and everything. You know about them? Folks dressed in matching shirts and denim outfits and all that. It's basically like a way to get your family Christmas photo out of the way now. I mean, if you had the wherewithal to think of that, say, boy, what come again? You saying the town's taking free pictures and I can get my whole family there and we can get them dressed up and done, knocked out at the beginning of 2025? That'd be a hoot. Anyhow, Myron Curtis and Mary Beth Tucker dressed in matching karate outfits. What in the world, Myron? This ain't Halloween's. But apparently he's getting pretty serious about the martial arts, and so is she. So that's what they doing. They train down at Thunder Punch, which is Coach Hicks Boxing Gym. I mean, they serious enough about it to show up at the very first annual International Day event in our town dressed like karate folk and get their pictures taken, a little stance right there in front of Justine's backdrop. So they doing that. And you know about them karate outfits? Like they white, and you know what makes a good town party festival International Day? You know what makes one good if you ain't had one in your town? It's the food. That's right, it's the food. So we got Mary Beth Tucker and Myron Curtis in white karate outfits with a whole bunch of food that they could eat that day. So you tell me where this is going. You tell me. You probably know how messy a eater Myron Curtis can be. Oh, he's very messy. So you can probably guess how this is going to go. I'll put it to you like this. It's a good thing Myron got his picture taken first, okay? Him and Mary Beth get a photo, and then they hop in a food line. There's Mexican food, chips and that salsa. Buddy, that'll fill you up if you ain't careful. And that's just the appetizer, but you know how it is. You go to one of them restaurants, and boy, yeah. Do you want more chips? Oh, yeah, we want more chips. You want more salsa? Yeah, I want more. Boy, and you steady putting a hurting on them things. Next thing you know, you got a plate of enchiladas in front of you with some refried beans and some Spanish rice, and you about to ask for a to-go box before you even got started. Anyhow, I don't really understand the science behind the appetizer. It's basically for folks who want to eat sooner than later, which is most of us. Only thing is that there ain't no waiting at the International Day celebration. So if you getting chips and salsa, you can move right up the line and get the main dish right there too. So you ain't going to be waiting. You just getting everything at once. Firstly, we don't live in a big town. And B, all the food was ready. You know how in a restaurant you order it and you sit at your table and you wait. Well, here you walk up to a table and they making food on their little portable kitchens back there, and they turn around and they hand it to you pretty fast. Basically like a county fair setup, but it's, in town. So as soon as you holding a little bag of chips and a styrofoam container of salsa, they handing you another to-go container with tacos, Spanish rice, refried beans, maybe a cheese enchilada if that's what you order. Limited menu, one of them kind of things. It's what they call limited menu. You ain't going to have every option. That's just how it is. The menu's limited. They call it a limited menu. So Myron and Mary Beth start with that Mexican food, and Myron likes the spicy, y'all guys. He do. He can't handle it, but he likes it. Mary Beth can handle just about everything. Titanium tummy, they call it. I mean, I guess somebody probably calls it that. I don't know. Don't matter no how. They tear into this food. And I don't know at what point Myron started feeling the burn, but it didn't take long for that little karate outfit to feel hot beans and enchilada sauce sliding down the front of it. They went from the Mexican food to some sort of Greek pita. It's like a thick tortilla stuff with them cut up cucumbers and pork. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't have none of that at the International Day event. Then they chased that down, y'all guys, with some chicken fried rice and orange chicken. It's like a Chinese food kind of thing. So, was that it, Tavin? Well, that was it for the main dish, y'all. Then Myron and Mary Beth got fried pies and soft serve. It's chocolate and vanilla for the ice cream, peach for them pies. Goodness me, Myron's bright white karate outfit looked like it got tie-dyed in a bowl of vegetable soup. Come on, Myron. I'm getting a tummy ache, y'all guys, just telling you what Myron Curtis and Mary Beth Tucker had at the International Day event in my town. But I'm going to power through for you. They had the event at the city park. That's that lawn that P.J. McGee cuts. He works for the city. I work for the people. All I'm saying is the city park has bathrooms, standard park bathrooms, but they also got them porta-johns out there too. You know, that much food and drink, folks, is going to have to go, and you just want to have enough for everybody in town, more than just a regular softball game night or baseball game night. Those ain't the fields we play at, too, the ones with the city park at it, but we play at the city fields. Anyhow, don't matter. Myron and his little old tender little baby doll guts had to go so quick he had to hit them bathrooms. He had a little satchel, like a giveaway bag from a dentist that had a potted plant for Maggie's flowers. Both of them was giveaways. And Myron shoved that bag in Mary Beth's gut like a quarterback on a handoff, and then Myron shuffle-stepped all the way to one of them porta potty things, steady hoping that the one he picked wasn't locked or occupied or both. So Myron was in luck, and when Myron Curtis is having tummy trouble and he's in luck, we all in luck. All of us. I mean, it's pushing 45 minutes till he got out of there. Easy 45. Mary Beth has got used to Myron by now, so she knew she could take a couple laps and see some boosts before he'd even be ready to take part in any more of the international flavor. He didn't want to taste nothing after he got out of there, though. Pace yourself, Myron. Some of them places even got the to-go boxes. This ain't the Hunger Games, buddy. You ain't got to eat it all right here. Well, Delma Spencer was there with all her kiddos, too. One of them was dressed up like a tiger. Who knows why? But Delma was on the hunt for free food, and here's the deal. There was businesses giving away stuff, and they had booths like that dentist I told you about, Maggie's Flowers. Even Coach Hicks had some squeeze toys that you squeeze them, you know, they shaped like boxing gloves. But that food costs money. It's like a stress toy, I guess. I don't know, squeeze toy, stress toy, you know, but it's a boxing glove. Anyhow, but the food, though, you weren't going to get gived away. You know, it wasn't like them little toys that them businesses giving away. I don't even want to think how much Myron spent. You could buy a food pass and sample everything. I have to believe that's what Myron did. But Delma Spencer was not about to buy a food pass. She wasn't even about to spend a nickel. She liable to drop her kid's baby teeth in a pita and try to get free food before she just outright pays for her meal fair and square. Like she'll look for any way she can get a coupon or a deal. Her little boy, Luke Bryan Spencer, was the one dressed like a tiger. He don't ask. He just grabs stuff. And it wasn't going to take long for her and all them kiddos to get the boot out of the International Day Fair. Not long at all. About that time, Cindy Meidel shows up with that retired firehouse dog. He got one eye, and she'll try to say he's a seeing eye dog or some sort of helper dog, help her take the food from the International Fair without paying. That's what he's helping you do, Cindy. You ain't blind. You might be thinking, boy, that sure is bad that Delma Spencer and Cindy Meidel are both at that town event. What a mess. Well, I ain't done, y'all guys. Millie Ricks. Oh, are you saying Millie Ricks showed up too, Tavin? Hold your horses, friends. Hold your horses. There's more. Or should I say, hold your possums. That's right, y'all. Millie brought both of her pet possums. Both of them, she insists they ain't her pets. Hard to believe, Millie. Impossible to believe, actually, if a man's being honest. So, Millie Ricks has got Possum Keith and Baby Kevin, and she named them both. How's that not your pet, Millie? It's your pet. You named them. Well, Cindy Meidel's seeing eye dog didn't care for them possums, and they didn't care for the doggy neither. Luke Bryan runs over to catch a possum dressed like a tiger. The possum ain't dressed like a tiger. Luke Bryan is. The possum's just dressed like himself, like a regular possum. Looked like a low-budget zoo instead of International Day all of a sudden. Millie screams. Well, J.T. Whitlow's girlfriend Whitney heard that, and she ain't about to be outdone when it comes to noise in public. She got an air horn, always with a air horn, and she fires that thing off. No reason except to be part of the noise, so that sure didn't help nothing. Babies start crying. Baby Kevin scurries up the leg of an Easy Up. Possum Keith was feeling bold, and he went right for that one-eyed dog, and then Millie just covered her ears. Delma Spencer's head's on a swivel, seeing if any vendor is going to leave their food unattended during the melee, and you know how when there comes a point in life where you got to decide if you're going to become a spectator or a participant. that's where we are. Well, as much as I like a good animal nature brawl, this wasn't the time or the place. So I picked up Possum Keith by his collar, like a dog collar, not a shirt collar. Millie had him in a patriotic t-shirt, not a tank top, regular sleeves. She's patriotic, and that was her International Day wardrobe choice for this possum that she claims ain't her pet. I know. Y'all ain't got to tell me. So I scoop up Possum Keith and Millie. Neither one weighs too much, and I turn around, so I'm in between them and that one-eyed dog. So I basically got little Millie Ricks and her little permed head under one arm, and I got Possum Keith. I'm holding him by the back of the neck with my hand. I ain't headlocking him kind of like I'm body locking Millie just to move him out of the way. And I said, "Get your dog, Cindy." And she said, "I'm blind." And I said, "You are not. Get that dog." And she said, "Fine." Then JT, he reached up and pulled baby Kevin off that easy up. He didn't have no shirt on. Millie told me that baby Kevin don't like shirts. JT had a shirt on. Baby Kevin didn't. Okay, Millie, it's almost like Possum Keith is to Millie what Rachel Christine is to Meemaw. Like them's the favorites, and you can tell. I mean, Possum Keith's in a shirt, baby Kevin ain't. Of course, maybe Possum Keith hates the shirt. I don't know. But Millie likes it, and that seems to be what matters. Nothing like breaking up a possum and a dog fight to work up an appetite at the International Day event in town. Nothing like it. Delma Spencer had to leave with Luke Bryan and her slew of kids. They only left with the free stuff, you know, the dentist bag, the potted plant, stress toy from Thunder Punch, but no food. And me and Cricket got that Chinese food. I really like that Saskatchewan chicken, but I didn't get it today. I said no thank you to that Saskatchewan chicken, the old Worcestershire chicken, and ended up with the orange chicken. It's good. Cricket got the teriyaki, but that's the only entree I had. I felt good. I didn't stuff myself. I had room for dessert. Went for that soft serve all the time, y'all guys. Hit the spot on a hot spring day. Then Cricket wanted me to play some volleyball. They had like a net set up there, and some of us played for a while. That's fun. Felt pretty cultured, y'all guys, with the food and the volleyball. I'm not sure what country volleyball's from. It's like tennis, but the net's higher and the ball's bigger and you ain't got a racket. It's fun. I can serve pretty good underhand. I serve my volleyballs like a pitch for Team Burger Shed, you know, underhand. Oh, there was one more thing Delma Spencer got before she left, and Cindy Meidel got it too. Justine Dunlap took a picture of Delma and all her kiddos, including Luke Bryan Spencer, dressed like a tiger. Like it was a full-on step into costume, zip it up the front, and the tiger ears go up like a hood on top of your head kind of thing. And then Justine gave Delma a photo. She had a printer right there. I guess her business is growing. She's getting the word out, doing stuff like this for free. Her husband, KC, you know, like I said, he did that taxidermy. Now, there wasn't nothing to stuff at the International Day. I mean, Myron Curtis was stuffed, beyond stuffed, but all the animals was alive, so they didn't need no taxidermy. Cindy Meidel even got a picture with that one-eyed retired firehouse dog of hers. She smiled in the photo, and she didn't end up with no stolen food in them saddlebags she had on that doggy. Just the standard giveaways. Ricky Don Pearson, he spiked that volleyball. I tried to get out the way. Rusty Tidwell dived in from nowhere, got it back over the net. They wasn't ready. Me neither. Rusty got the instincts of a tiger, though. A fast one. They told Millie if she was going to stay, she'd have to put her pets in the car or take them home. And she hollered at him and said, "They ain't my pets." Okay, Millie. I brought some orange chicken to Meemaw's trailer because I lived long enough to know that's a good idea. But I didn't bring no food for them baby dolls because I ain't crazy. All in all, I'd have to say it's a pretty good first International Day in town. Myron had to get some Pepto and laundry detergent. The international food did a number on his guts and a number on his little karate outfit. Well, that's it, y'all guys. I hope y'all have a good rest of your week, and may all the food you eat treat you well. I appreciate y'all guys joining me on the Tavin Dillard podcast. Very first episode of season 13's. Share it. Leave a comment. Stay in touch, phone or email, and check them show notes for all that's going on. And hey, if you didn't get pulled off an easy up after you scampered up it to avoid an air horn and a one-eyed fake CNI dog at the town's first annual International Day event because you baby Kevin the Possum, you having a pretty good week. Me, I'm Tavin Dillard. This is the Tavin Dillard podcast. Till next time, y'all guys. We'll see you later.